Okay, hello. So I want to do a quick mini book review. I finished the first book on my list. It shows up backward for me, but hopefully it shows up right side up for you. A Short History of Russia by Mark Galeotti. It's only a little over 200 pages and captures more than 1,000 years of Russian history. So obviously it's not comprehensive, but the author is a PhD, a university professor, and someone who'd been an advisor in the British Foreign Office. And I have to say, I liked it. It was a really good book. It's obviously not a comprehensive history of Russia, it has a lot of extra, referred sources that they want you to look at and stuff that the author suggests that you look at. But it really kind of captures the complex history of this country, often tragic history of this country, a country that went through the Mongol invasions, Mongol occupation. It fought off the Napoleonic invasions. It fought off um, Hitler in World War II. It dealt with the brutality of Ivan the Terrible, of Stalin, who was actually way more terrible. And it helps you understand, like, by knowing even a quick overview of the history, it helps one make some sense of the country and especially their current foreign policy. I mean, for me, Putin doesn't make sense. I would think, like, Germany and Japan after World War II, they weren't allowed to rearm, but that was almost a blessing in disguise because they could just build up really strong economies instead. And I would almost think that should be the root of Russia. Just, give up on the superpower thing. Don't invade and occupy neighbors and just become an economic powerhouse and let America do the superpower stuff. Let them have the military burden. But Russia is a country that feels under siege. Like for Putin, the NATO expansion after the fall of the Iron Curtain, the NATO expansion into Eastern Europe and into the Baltics was seen as a betrayal because, like, the initial terms when Gorbachev withdrew from these countries was that NATO wouldn't expand. And of course, I'm not necessarily agreeing with this. Frankly, all these countries like Poland, like Czech, Slovakia, like the Baltics, they willingly joined NATO and they were worried about Russian aggression. It turns out maybe rightly so, given what's happening in Ukraine and Georgia. But this book helps one understand the Russian mindset. It's well written, it's clearly written, very conversational. So I'd recommend it. A Short History of Russia: How the World's Largest Country Invented Itself from the Pagans to Putin by Mark Galeotti.